Alright, so today is Freddy Krueger's star on Hollywood, which is Robert Englund. We're gonna go over there and check it out. Alright, so today is the day that Robert Englund gets his star at the Hollywood Walk of Fame. I'm ready, as you can see. I got my drip, I got my poster, and I'm gonna see if I can get, hopefully, one of these autographed. This is the first Nightmare on Elm Street movie action figure. You guys probably can't see it. And this is one of my favorite ones, which is Dream Warriors Nightmare on Elm Street 3. I don't know if I can get it autographed, but I'm taking both just in case, man. So see you guys there. Alright, we just made it to Hollywood. You can see right there we got people already dressed up. Yeah! We got people dressed up, ready to go. There's already a line, so we gotta hurry up and make it. Do it again. So what brings you here to Hollywood today?
Robert Englund, of course.
How long have you been a fan?
Oh God, since the movies came out, I think I was 7 or 8 when I first started watching them.
Yeah,
Born
yeah.
in 1980, so.
Yeah, hell yeah. What's your favorite one?
Oh, Jesus. It's between, God, it's between 3 and 5.
3 for me. Dream Warriors, come on. Dream Warriors.
But
That's
he
awesome.
dies in that one is the only saddest part.
Yeah,
of that.
that's true. But I mean,
5 is pretty cool too, though.
5 is dope too.
Right.
All right, let's go.
Halloween.
What up, everybody?
Good morning.
Yeah. What's your favorite movie, guys? What's your favorite movie? Which one?
First one.
Part 3? Part 3? 1? 1? I hear 3. That's mine.
The 3 is the next best to the original.
That's true. That's true. Dream Warriors, baby.
You can't have Dream Warriors without the original.
That's awesome. I love it. All right, same question. What's you guys' favorite movie? Which one?
Nightmare on Elm Street 4, The Dream Master.
Dream Master. All right. 4. 1, 3, 4. All right. No Dream Warriors right here. No Dream Warriors. Come on. Where's my Dream Warriors?
I got a Dream Warrior right here.
Hey. Oh. That's right. Best day of my life today, man. Woo. This is where it's gonna be at. The star's somewhere over there. I'm gonna see if I can get as close as I can without getting hit. I don't know exactly where the star is. Oh, it's over there. Let me see if I can get over there real quick. What's up? So that's it right there. All right. This is awesome. This is awesome. I can't wait. An intruder here. We got an intruder.
You have every right to be here.
Hey, Robert Englund
It is
was
Halloween.
part of Halloween. He worked in the set before he made it big. So
He got a pass. He got a pass.
It's Halloween.
It's all.
You have every right to be here.
There you go. There you go.
We got Michael Myers in there. Did you get him?
Yeah, I got him.
Well, hello.
Hey. Brenda getting breakfast.
I don't care.
for any of them.
Yeah. Bakersfield, we got.
I've been to that.
Right, no, that's good. That's good.
I got the best one.
Entertainment industry to this very boulevard in order to put their name and likeness into this galaxy of stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Today is no different. We are welcoming to the Walk of Fame a talent who crosses genres and defines one. I assume we have some horror picture fans here. I have to tell you, this is an amazing crowd. We had no idea it was going to be this big. You have drawn people out from everywhere, and we are so grateful for you and the celebrity you are. Today is the day we install on the Hollywood Walk of Fame Robert Englund. We also are able to do these ceremonies because we have the help and support and cooperation of those businesses in Hollywood, like they're cleaning their window right now. We're in front of Larry Edmonds' bookshop. Motion pictures, radio, live theater, live performance, sports entertainment, recording, and television. Today, in the category of motion pictures, we honor with star number 2,826 on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Who is it? Robert Englund! For his iconic portrayal of Freddy Krueger. Okay, but if you ran into Freddy Krueger walking on a dark street, you would not be chanting his name. To avoid being typecast as a Southern sidekick or friendly alien, he auditioned for a little horror movie called A Nightmare on Elm Street. Directed by Wes Craven. Now, Wes intended to cast a hulking stuntman, but took a chance on Robert, who brought his classical former surfer dude theatrical training to the role and gave the physical presence of Freddy Krueger a gravitas and a menace that launched him into horror history. The movie was obviously a hit. It spawned 7 sequels. It became an international phenomenon, which allowed New Line Cinema, the house that Freddy built, to become a major player in the film world. His portrayal of Freddy Krueger blasted him into the pop culture vernacular as heir apparent to horror icons of the past, destined to stand alongside Lon Chaney's Phantom of the Opera, Boris Karloff's Monster in Frankenstein, and so many others. Toronto International Film Festival with his directorial debut, Cabin Fever, which ignited a 7-studio bidding war and became Lionsgate's highest-grossing film of 2003. His other films include Hostel Hostel, Part 2, Knock Knock, The Green Inferno, Death Wish, Thanksgiving, and among others, The Man with the Iron Fists.
Quick. Heather and I were noting on the awkwardness of the crowd is over there, but we're really playing to the cameras, which, as an actor, certainly speaks to my vanity. We just, you guys just cheer on the side. No, I'll try and mix it up a little bit. What a perfect way to spend Halloween, right? And in Hollywood, on Hollywood Boulevard, with horror, and as of, sorry, my old man glasses, with horror, and as of today, Hollywood royalty, Robert Englund. Incredible. So, Hollywood is the land of dreams. This is a made-up city that only exists to tell the stories that we dream up. Only for guys like us, we're telling the nightmares. But if you can show the humanity in those stories, Those scary stories can touch people and shine light in the darkest places all over the globe. And Robert Englund is truly one of those beacons of light. I had the good fortune to meet Robert many years ago, I won't say how many, when I produced a film called 2001 Maniacs, where he played the mighty Mayor Buckman. I had formed a new company, and the first movie we were going to make, I jumped at the chance to work with Robert. I just wanted to be around him, to hear his stories, hopefully become his friend, to learn from him. It was a dream come true. And I will never forget the first time we met. I was in the van. I don't know if you remember this. We were riding to the location in Georgia, and there he was, like right next to me, along with another icon in Hollywood royalty, the great Lin Shaye. And the two of them began talking not about horror, but about playwrights. Shakespeare, Pinter, Brecht, characters, the theater, delicious performances they'd seen, who should win the Oscar this year, and who should have won it in years previous. It was by far the most disappointing van ride of my life. I wanted to fucking shoot myself. My God, I couldn't believe it. I was next to Robert fucking Englund. I wanted stories about Nightmare on Elm Street 3, not 12th Night or Waiting for Lefty. Jesus Christ. This is gonna be a nightmare. That was my nightmare. But it is these experiences that encapsulate a man who truly understands how to find the humanity even in a monster. As a child, if you asked anyone who are the horror icons, they'd say Dracula, Frankenstein, Wolfman, Invisible Man, Phantom of the Opera, Jekyll and Hyde, and the Mummy, probably in that order. If you ask any fan around the world today, who are the horror icons, they'll say Freddy, Jason, Michael, Ghostface, Chucky, and now Art the Clown. Probably in that order. Wow. Freddy is always first. Always. Always. That is no accident. Freddy Krueger was the first time a killer in a slasher movie spoke. Up until then, slashers were silent assassins, or a breather, avatars for the unstoppable force of death. But Robert made death fun, just so fucking fun, with such classic one-liners as, and join me, welcome to prime time, bitch! Suddenly, we weren't afraid of the monster, we were rooting for him, and that was a turning point, not just in horror, but in cinema itself. Robert told me he had spent so many years buried in the makeup, no one knew who he was. And even I had to admit that at a certain point, I just assumed Freddy played Freddy. But it was Robert's choice of words that revealed so much about him. Buried in the makeup. He buried himself in that character, so much so that he took the most monstrous figure of our nightmares and turned him into a beloved icon that warmed our hearts. And that is not just the late great Wes Craven, that is not just David Miller and Kevin Yeager's makeup design, that's Robert. That is Robert. He played the darkness and evil in characters like Freddy. He never played the darkness and evil in characters like Freddy. He played the humor and the humanity. There was a particular sensitivity to Freddy. He understood our subconscious. He saw right into us the same way Robert sees into every character he plays. Rewatch Elm Street 2. I know it was a financial mess, but watch it and watch the documentary Scream Queen, sorry Bob for giving you flashbacks, to see how that film was actually about the AIDS crisis in the 80s. It is a daring film and an incredible performance, but like all of Robert's characters, from Buck, who enjoys fornication, to Buckman, Robert buries himself in men. He is an actor who makes every moment count. So, Robert's not just horror royalty, he's truly a gem in every way. A cinematic and theatrical treasure, a force of nature, and someone who intuitively finds that part of ourselves in any character, no matter how monstrous, and makes them a little less scary and a little more empathetic. Robert, you really traumatized me for my teenage years. All of us, that's why we're here. I lost many nights of sleep of you, including last night when I was writing this at 3 in the morning because I was up thinking of what to say. But how fitting. Once again, I couldn't sleep because of Robert Englund. And as you know, when you make scary movies, there is no higher compliment. Congratulations, Robert.
Yeah! And then please welcome Heather Langenkamp.
What a celestial gathering of stars we have here. I first want to mention
imagine the stars above us, Wes Craven and John Saxon, who as part of A Nightmare on Elm Street, I know are here on this All Hallows Eve, encouraging and bringing all their best wishes to Robert Barton Englund on this very special day. And then I also want to acknowledge the incredible celestial luminaries of all the cast and crew who are here to celebrate Robert. I'm talking about all the actors and actresses who were able to fight Freddy in one way or another. All of us, we're so excited to be here. And then you fans out there, you are stars to us. And in our 40 years of meeting you and greeting you, we know how important you are to the success of our careers, and that is not a lie. I have had the privilege of acting with Robert Englund in 3 films, and I feel I'm uniquely qualified to, speak about him because I was there the day Freddy was born. Now, they did a lot of months of preparing the special effects makeup that he would wear. They had many weeks of preparing a costume that would bring forth that incredible silhouette of Freddy Krueger that we all know so well. And when I look at this 5-pointed star in front of me with Robert's name on it, I think of the 5 fingers of that oily, dirty glove that he wore on his right hand. That glove dreamed up by Wes Craven. He was an unapologetic visionary telling us how evil can be. And on that glove were 4 knives for fingernails. That primal fear we all have of beasts in the wild that can just rip us to pieces when we're not even aware of it. So these elements all became part of Robert on these very early days of Nightmare on Elm Street. And with those 4 fingernails, he not only slashed 4 victims in the movie, but he slashed the Hollywood idea of what a villain is and what he could be, and as Eli already said, what he would say. Because Wes did make a villain that could speak. And not only speak, but with wit and even eloquence. I will never forget the moment I saw Freddy come to life. It was in the back alley in Venice, here in California, behind Tina's house. They wet down the alley, everything was smoky, the cameras were on a dolly waiting for this moment, and Robert Englund, always rehearsing until they rolled the camera. He would work on his right shoulder, dipping a little lower than his left. The glove, always ready to slash you at a given moment. He was always working until they said rolling, and then he did something magical. It was like this for the 10 years that I had the privilege of working with Robert. I'm not gonna look over there. This moment was so terrifying. The take goes along, and Robert Englund raises his glove and he says, "This is God." It was blasphemous. It was hideous. It was so evil. It sent chills up every spine in that back alley. And for the first time, I realized, holy shit, I'm in a slasher movie. Later, my agents asked me to politely not include it on my resume. But all I want to say is not only did he have this voice, it was gravelly, it was sneering, there was a little spittle involved. It was incredibly, it set your teeth on edge the minute Robert took on Freddy's voice. And he married that demented sneer with this wonderful portrayal of the most evil character you can think of. So my stories about Robert are so different than my stories about Freddy. Fred Astaire always said that Ginger Rogers did everything he did, but backwards in high heels. Well, all I would like to say today is that Freddy and Robert did everything I did, but in half an inch of latex and a huge deadly weapon on his right hand. When we fought, it was Robert who choreographed our fights for the most part, and he always made sure the glove was the third lead in the shot. He always made sure it was just close enough to my face to give me shivers, but not to actually cut me. And so when I look at those scenes on film, I see the magic of Robert Englund, the classically trained actor, Royal Academy alumni. He came to set every day with something to give Wes Craven to create this magical character that we all know and love so much. So, this man has put his mark on Hollywood. Wes Craven put his mark on a genre with the help of Bob Shea, who believed in his crazy idea. I call to these celestial bodies above to thank them for the opportunity I had for letting me even be in the same room as these luminaries. 100 years from now, no one will walk across this star and say, "Who was Robert Englund?" His mark on our business and this genre and our popular culture, and I'd say even the world, has been indelible and will live in infamy forever. So, this might be the third time you've heard this line today because it's such a great line. But I would just like to heartfully say, welcome to prime time, bitch.
I think the Dodgers need that chant in Toronto. They need it more than me, although thank you for the love. I love this smell of peanut butter cups in the morning. Happy Halloween. This is very personal to me, this very neighborhood, this street. I see many friends here today, you know, within earshot, probably without this microphone, that helped me, you know. My roommates, my Hollywood roommates, worked here at Larry Edmunds, and a dear friend of mine also worked here, and their salary checks actually probably helped pay my rent for a while. But the two of them, James Jeremias and Janice Fisher, toiled on a little screenplay over the years, and it evolved into The Lost Boys. That's a fitting movie to mention on Halloween. And their dreams came true, and today my dream is coming true. So this old broad of a boulevard, which is called the Boulevard of Broken Dreams, well, not for my roommates in Hollywood and nor for me. So I just want you to know, no broken dreams here. I really want to take a second again to thank the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce, and not just for this great honor, but the fact that they believe in this town, and we brought the Oscars back to this neighborhood. And we're spiffing it up, and also the fact that they celebrate this diverse sense of popular culture, both from the past and present. And when you walk down this street, you can Google some of the names on some of the stars you don't remember. But it's great for me because, you know, I see stars representing my father's favorite drive home to disc jockey that played Sinatra, and his favorite cool West Coast jazz, you know, Dick Whittinghill. Or I see my father's favorite band leader or trumpet player, as well as old variety hosts that I loved and disc jockeys that I cruised to as a teenager, all commemorated here. And that's all that fabric of popular culture that's woven together that I think we all have in common. And I think in these times, it's really nice to reflect on what we have in common, what we all like, you know? Rock and roll, reggae, country music, jazz, you know, talk show hosts that we remember from our youth. And I just think it's a great thing that the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce does by doing that, and I'm really grateful for being permanently cemented, you know, into American popular culture. Nancy, did you bring the Windex? Listen, I also want to thank all my friends at Warner Brothers Discovery. You know, they have been so supportive and kind during this process. And my old friends at New Line Cinema, Bob, it's so great to see you, and others here today. Sarah, you know, you guys were champions of mine early on, and you know, one of the happy accidents of a career in genre, whether it's science fiction or horror or fantasy films, is it makes you an international actor, which is just this great, great gift, you know. And I've done probably over a dozen films now in Europe. You can see some of them represented in the window here. That's me. There's my Russian poster, which is pretty cool, right, Eli? And that's just a great act to have in one's career, however many acts you get out of it. And I want to thank Eli. You know, I don't know if you guys just realize what a triple, quadruple threat Mr. Roth is, but if you think I'm scary, check him out in Night Always Comes. Okay, just an amazing performance with just a sprinkling of the master Anthony Perkins in his performance.
Yeah.
And Heather, poor Heather, and I have been attached at the hip since 1984. Beauty and the Beast, you know, and I think Heather tried to escape Elm Street, and she wound up on American Horror Story. And then she tried to make another exit, you know, now she's in the world of Stephen King, you know. Always will haunt us, Heather. You know, I also want to say something about Warner Brothers Discovery, you know, that's my favorite lot since 1974, when Richard Gere broke my nose in Blood Brothers. I finally got a great parking place there a couple of years ago doing a game, which tells you how powerful games are. So thank you, Injustice 2 in the character of Scarecrow. I think I had Clint Eastwood's parking place for a week. You guys know what that means. Status world. All right. I have a dear old friend here, Rhett Topham, who's also been such a great supporter of this award and my career over the years, and a great friend. And, you know, Rhett and I go way back to Roger Corman days together. You know, I said this to Rachel Talalay the other night. You know, the days of second unit peanut butter and jelly. You know, you get bread, peanut butter, jelly, and if you're lucky, flies. Just because it's Halloween, I will mention something from Rhett Topham's resume. He wrote the little classic horror film Trick or Treat with the late great Ozzy Osbourne and Gene Simmons, who I've worked with several times. But that's a little Hollywood trivia, a little Halloween trivia for all of you. I need to thank my team at Third Hill. You guys have just been terrific. Thank you for all of it, Tony. Thank you for, you know, answering the phone on Sundays. And Gabriella Rice, my late great agent Joe Rice's widow. I wouldn't be here without them. And thank you, Gabriella, for stepping up, you know, after Joe's passing. It really meant a lot to me, you know, because I miss him every day. And he really took care of me and really helped engineer my career. So I'm grateful. Nancy's out there somewhere. Nancy found some of these posters that I wanted people to see, to understand, you know, that I've done nearly 100 movies, even though you won't see all of them because they're playing in what was the former Yugoslavia. But hell, you know, it beats working. And I would want to thank you, Nance, so much for helping. But even more than then all the late night phone calls to Third Hill and the hand holding from Gabriella and Nancy putting up with me. I wouldn't be here without the fans. As far as I can see, you guys showed up, and I know you're going to start knocking on doors looking for peanut butter cups and candy corn real soon. But thanks for coming, and thanks for supporting me, and thanks for going down rabbit holes on the internet and finding my old movies. And I just want to say to everybody, I'm not going to say it because Heather beat me to it. So how about this? Trick or fucking treat.
That's dope.
Yeah, I can do that. Let's do maybe we can go eat.
And that is it. That is it. I am out of here. I don't think we're gonna get any autographs, but I had fun. Got to see him. Got to see Nancy, Eli Roth. Awesome, awesome. One of the best days of my life right here, man. Getting to see my hero, my slasher, scariest movie, horror personality get a star, Robert Englund. Shout out to you. Anyways, I hope you guys like this vlog. I'm out of here. Peace.